All right, good morning. With the announcement that just happened moments ago, I've got no choice but to do a quick reaction video. If you're unable to separate politics from pop culture, please just don't continue watching this. Anger is an energy, rage is an energy, joy is an energy, and today I choose joy. The president just announced that KISS will be 2025 inductees to the Kennedy Center. They are being honored at a national level for the original founding lineup's contributions to pop culture, art, and really you can look at it from a plethora of angles.
A little while, but let's talk about right now the Kennedy Center, and I'm delighted to be here as we officially announce the incredibly talented artists who will be celebrated later this year at the 2025 Kennedy Center Honors. It's going to be a big evening. Since 1978, the Kennedy Center Honors have been among the most prestigious awards in the performing arts. I wanted one, I was never able to get one. This year, the board has selected a truly exceptional class of honorees. I mean, really exceptional. And finally, we'll be honoring one of the greatest rock bands of all time, KISS. So KISS was formed in 1973 in New York City by founding band members, and incredible people, by the way, Paul Stanley, Gene Simmons, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss. KISS became a global phenomenon, sold more than 100 million records worldwide, and produced 30 gold albums and lots of other things they produced. They made a fortune. And they're great people, and they deserve it, and they work hard, and they're still working hard, and it's an honor to present KISS. Thank you very much. Got it? Yeah. Thank you. And they're going to do something very special. KISS is going to be here on a little bit before the show. I think they're going to do something very special. We're going to have a good time. The 48th Kennedy Center honorees are outstanding people, outstanding group, incredible. We can't wait.
KISS has received so few honors during the years, going back to 1977 and the People's Choice Award for Beth. That was a shared honor with Disco Duck. They were seldom on Saturday Night Live. In fact, they were never on Saturday Night Live. They were on Fridays, the clone. They were on the Video Music Awards, I believe, the one time for 1996 during the reunion era. But they have been overlooked so many times. They were overlooked by the elitist Rolling Stone-backed Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and we know the rage that we felt with that whole fiasco and everything surrounding it. So today I choose to be very happy to celebrate Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss, the founding members of KISS, for the joy that they've given me for 40 years, which is 80% of my life. I'm just beyond words at this because of the exclusivity of the honor in the United States. Very few groups have been honored by the Kennedy Center previously. Some of those bands include the Eagles, with another famous singing drummer. Led Zeppelin, who I'm sure you all had images of Paul Stanley with Jimmy Page and those pictures that he loved sharing for obvious reasons, and the importance of Led Zeppelin to KISS, to music, and also for what it meant to several of the members of the band who saw them in New York City in the 60s on their first American tour. Also, another band on its first American tour that members of this group saw were The Who. So very few bands have been honored. U2's in there as well, as is Earth, Wind and Fire. So KISS is joining a very exclusive group of groups that have been honored. Now, I have just pulled a quick list of previous nominees because I think it's useful to know that these run counter to the color of the politics sometimes involved by the nominating presidency, whoever's in office at the time that the center makes the announcement. And it just so happens that the president made this announcement today. So you got Fred Astaire, Ella Fitzgerald. I know that some of the band members will appreciate James Cagney, Frank Sinatra, James Stewart, Jimmy Stewart, Stephen Sondheim, Andrew Lloyd Webber, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Pete Seeger, Joan Baez, Bob Dylan, Chuck Berry, Tony Bennett. For Mr. Simmons, Diana Ross and Cher, Paul McCartney, Carole King, another New Yorker, Billy Joel, Sesame Street, and the Grateful Dead being the other of the band. Again, my first reaction is joy. There's an opportunity here. Well, there's two opportunities. One is that Kiss messes it up again, as was messed up in 2014. I hope the lessons have been learned from that by both the band, management, and the fans, me included. I hope that everyone sits back for a moment and reflects on what this honor potentially offers the legacy of Kiss, where Alive is housed in the Library of Congress music catalog as a recording worthy of being preserved. There's no need to perform, in a sense, at this honor. If you look back to Led Zeppelin watching Stairway to Heaven being performed on stage as a tribute, absolutely amazing. Remember also VH1 Rock Honors, where other bands pay tribute to Kiss. But I think most importantly, I see this as potentially, for me anyway, offering a bookend, a suitable bookend to an amazing career, one that has been lacking, as Three Sides noted on their podcast this week, talking about the Las Vegas event. It's been lacking a buzz. Well, you know what? This announcement gave me a buzz today. I'm absolutely euphoric. I'm going to be spinning Alive as soon as I possibly can. But I want to call out an Associated Press article noted prominent liberals such as Barbara Streisand and Warren Beatty were honored during the administration of Republican George W. Bush. A leading conservative, Charlton Heston, was feted during the administration of Democrat Bill Clinton. Honorees during the first term included Trump, and this is obviously the current president's first term, Cher, Lin-Manuel Miranda, who everyone will know from Hamilton, Sally Field. So yeah, a takeover of the governance of the Kennedy Center, of course, is a topic for debate and potentially action, but not today. Today is about Kiss receiving the Kennedy Center honor, and this made me smile. I hope, if nothing else, for a few moments while seeing the headline, that you did have a smile, or at least a wry grin. Our band, the band we love, the band that we're dedicated to, the band that we do podcasts about, many of us week in and week out, the band that we write about, the band that we argue about on the Kiss FAQ, the band that we argue about in message boards and Facebook groups and on Metal Sludge and elsewhere, the band that people are inspired to parody and mock and copy and replicate. Today they've been honored in a way that few other bands have been. And, yeah, shut up, Julian. Go play some Kiss.